Okay, so this was interesting. I've never seen this case before. So I saw a TikTok video of it, and I had to see the whole thing. So let's check this out.
And your father, Mr. Wooten, are suing to prove Ms. Backus is not his biological daughter. You say your dad owes more than $92,000 in back child support for a child who isn't his and is on the verge of losing everything because his income is being garnished by 50% each month to pay off that debt.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Backus, you say that Mr. Wooten is your father, and when the results prove you right, you demand Ms. Smith and the rest of your father's family apologize for treating you so poorly.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Smith, how do you think Ms. Backus has ruined your father's life?
Primarily through the actions of her mother by being very deceitful with my father from the very beginning of their relationship. They initially did not start garnishing his wages. It wasn't until later when he was started drawing Social Security that they began to garnish half of his wages. So up until the point that they started garnishing his wages, it was going into arrears, drawing interest, and now is over $92,606.06.
If that's the case, then he should have showed up when I showed up and when they took blood from me just to have the test. He should have showed up for the test and we wouldn't be here today.
Ms. Backus is saying they drew blood.
Yes, ma'am. I was a young girl when my mama finally decided to have child support papers on him. She made me go to the doctors. First of all, I remember being young and scared, and I started crying for my daddy. He made me sit in his chair, and there were about 5 or 6 doctors that held me down and blew dry for me. And all I remember is I kept screaming for my father. And I ain't never stopped loving my father, and I ain't never stopped loving my sister, even if they don't claim me. But they gonna learn today. They gonna
I swear, sounds like a bunch of manipulation and like fake tears.
learn today.
Your Honor, my father never received any paperwork requesting his presence to have a DNA test done. He was not requested to come to court to prove that he was not her father.
My father
About
knows
numerous
I'm his
things.
child. And guess when I was conceived? I was conceived when, a year later after him and my mother was together. And they was together for 7 years. So you tell me.
They were not together for 7 years.
See, let me explain what happened. When
Yes,
I
Mr.
met
Wood.
her mother, I think about 2 months after we been together, she said she was pregnant. 4 months after we was together, we broke up.
Well, Daddy,
Because-
you and Mama got 2 different stories, and I'm coming to find out the truth today.
Because
That's
Ms.
right, we
Daniel,
do.
That is, I mean, if that's true, 2 different stories. This is a thing where we don't, and the mom's not here. Maybe they will tell us why. But that is the poison. Right? That's the poison of a lot of women. That's the poison of single mothers. That's the poison of mothers. Wanting to paint the father, but paint, in this case, a potential father, in the negative light. Wanting to paint a man as the villain of the story. Because, God forbid, she's the villain. God forbid she's the villain of her own story. God forbid she's the villain of her daughter's story. No, she needs to paint the man as the villain. So to shirk away any accountability, any responsibility, any consequences, it's the man's fault. So
is a liar.
So, Mr. Wooten, you're saying the relationship was 4 months long.
Yeah, and when she was 4 months pregnant with her, we broke up. I realized that most of the things that she was only interested in was me helping her financially. And one of the first things she asked me 1 month after we was together was to help her pay a car note.
When Ms. Backus's mom said, "I'm pregnant," did you think it was your child?
I didn't question it, that it wasn't at the time.
So when did you start doubting that?
When she had,
My mama said I was a
when
player
she
child.
became pregnant again years later, and she wanted to get back together. When I got back together with her, I'd asked her, had she been seeing anybody else before we got together? And she said no. We got together 3 weeks after we was together. Then she
Father,
told me
no
she was
disrespect
pregnant.
and not to interrupt you, but my mother told me I sat on the couch and she
disrespectful child. I mean, like, no disrespect. You are literally interrupting your father.
told me that you had said that you wanted another child.
Yep.
That's what was told to me. But you're telling me something different, so that's why we're here today, to get some order.
Your mother, when I met your mother 3 weeks into knowing her, she wanted to know why.
She
I had,
told me I was together a whole year, and then I was...
God. You can see that she's the byproduct of a single mother. The utter disrespect. Utter disrespect. I mean, like, seriously, is this how you... I've said this before, where single mothers are the biggest the biggest and most damaging thing in the Black community. Single mothers. It is creating the next generations of single mothers. It is creating the next generation of baby daddies. It is creating the generations of criminals. Single mothers.
A year later.
Alondra, please.
Man, Daddy, I can't. I'm not even feeling nothing that y'all saying right now. That's why I brought y'all here, and we finna find out the truth. Because you and Cece will apologize to me and my mother
I do not
today.
owe you an
You're not
apology.
gonna-
Yeah, you are. You gonna see one.
No,
You gonna see
no,
one. Watch.
will not.
You gonna pick your face
Mr.
up
Wooten,
today.
No, I won't.
Mr. Wooten, you found out.
When I found out that she accused me of being the father of the second child,
Yes.
and I told her that was impossible, and because we'd only gotten back together.
Because
Is
my
Miss
mom-
Backus, wait, is Miss Backus the second child?
No, she's
That's the first one.
Right.
So the first one, you felt like you were or were not the father. Miss Backus, you said, I am the father or I'm not.
I didn't really say anything. I just went along with what was going on.
You went along with it.
Yeah.
So, Miss Smith, did you grow up knowing that there was a possibility you had
Yes, ma'am.
a sister?
Yes, Your Honor. I did grow up knowing that a child was born at the end of their relationship. As we were growing up, myself and my two brothers, we did not discuss Miss Backus because we did not
Girl, don't
know
make both our brothers fall
one
over that
way
grave.
or another whether she actually was my father's child, because Miss Backus' mother has a long history with our family of being extremely deceitful, lying constantly.
My mom can be messy at times
Your
because she
mother
is real
is a
dramatic,
liar.
but I know she know.
I could see her mother in her. And this is the problem. That is the problem of single motherhood. This is what women are raising. Single mothers are raising the next generation of masculine women and irresponsible men.
Okay, Miss
messing with.
Backus.
I'm tired of the rumors. Her kids found me on Facebook a couple of years ago. Found me on Facebook, was praising me. I'm glad. Ooh, we found out. Oh, you the lost child. Oh, you know.
Miss Backus sent me a Facebook request and I accepted it because
You know
I
what?
did know her. And then after I accepted the friend request, then she would post up pictures online. Don't me and my sister look just alike? No, we do not. We don't look alike.
Let me see that evidence. Thank you. Laugh out loud. I keep my father and brother on point, and I am my sister's keeper.
My grandmother made peace with me before she passed away. She told me about the rumors. She told me that she do not like my mother at all. Not only did my granny say that,
That
because
is
I
not
started to get
true.
up at the funeral and tell them
No.
what my granny said, but I said that's not the proper time.
My
That's
grandmother-
the proper time. Because my
If
granny
you
loved me.
brought- no.
And she said I am a Wooten. She said I walk like a Wooten. I look like a Wooten. I talk like a Wooten, and I ain't standing because I know I'm a Wooten.
If you want more,
Writing it in because he was not there when I was born. He came later. She wrote it in because she know who her baby daddy is. That's one thing my
bro,
mama
let me
do
see
know.
this evidence. This is your birth certificate?
That was my birth certificate. But when I filed for my new one, it came up blank on his name. That means she wrote it in. Yeah, my mama probably, look crazy for making a crazy move, but she know who her father is.
How many
So
lies
it
have
is
you
your
told?
contention that because your mother was so certain who your
She
father
wrote it
was,
in.
she
wrote it
wrote
in.
his name in.
She wrote it in. My mother told me
So is the mother dead? I guess
he was
so.
not there when I was born. He came later on, after in the hospital.
Do you have evidence as well, Mr. Wooten?
Well, I just have the original copy.
May I see that?
He never denied me.
And this is the original copy where the name of the father has been left blank.
But Your Honor, in this
So-
picture, it don't seem like that he denied me. And in this picture, well, my sister holding me next to my mother, didn't seem like they denied me.
Will you hand those up, please? Please explain to me, what is this a picture of?
That is my mother. That's me in the middle, and that's Cece on the end. That's why I can't never stop loving her. And she making me mad right now, but I still got love because I am my sister's keeper for life.
Yana, as a young child, I did take that picture, and I am smiling on that picture. I did not know whether or not that she was my sister or not at the time.
And
It
so,
was special to you,
Ms.
but it was
Smith,
special to
as
my
you
mother.
listen to Ms. Backus's testimony, she was included in your lives at some point as a part
Yes.
of your family.
Yes, she was, Your Honor.
Do you remember as a child the moment when all of a sudden it was determined that she would be excluded instead of included?
Ooh. We
Your
can't talk
Honor,
about that.
the reason,
can't talk about that.
is because she was not the only child that came through my family that ended up being excluded because they were not family. They were treated as family while they were there.
You want to sweep me underneath the rug so bad, but you're not going to do it, baby. I'm still here. You let me get old now, and I can talk for myself. And I'm tired of you lying on that.
One at a time.
I am talking.
I don't care. When I care about you, I'm supposed to care about you now? Girl, please, I'm getting order today. That's why I brought you here.
One at a time. One at a time.
Okay.
Yes, it's order, CC, because you out of line.
No.
Hold on.
No,
So, Mr. Wooten,
you know that's a lie.
I know.
God, you can tell she's fatherless. You can tell she's fatherless. It's like absolutely disgusting.
I know she felt like she had a part of that. Why that came about is my mother was dying, and I, would not deny her. In other words, my mother for years kept saying, she's not your daughter.
That's right.
And up to that point, when I told my mother, I said, yes, she is. And that's when my mother decided to apologize to her.
If
so
I'm not
you
your
told
daughter,
your mother
I'm so gonna get out
that
of your
she
life.
is your daughter.
I stopped trying to stop the drama. Here, you have to understand.
They only doing this because it's all about the money. It's all
My
about the
father
money.
is
It's
in
all
financial
about the money.
ruin
Okay.
If the
over
money
the
wasn't
money.
involved, they wouldn't be saying this, but it's cool because you've been hurting me for 34 years. I'm not
I have
taking
not.
that.
Ms.
I am.
Backus.
Last time I...
What the fuck's wrong with her? I swear. I mean, like, I would wish she's not my child as well. I mean, I can see why. I can understand why. So, mad ass annoying.
Explain to the court what this is a picture of.
Okay, that's a picture of my mother and father when they was together. My mother held on to that chair for over 20-some-odd years. She didn't get rid of it till maybe about 8 years ago. You hear me?
Miss
Why would
Davis
my mother
owned the
hold
chair
on to something
before
like
she
that?
was
A
dating
woman
my
ain't gonna
father.
hold on to something
chair
like that
was
unless
not
she knows.
special. She got it from another family member. That chair was not that special. During the time that her mother was with my father, when my father left for work, because she did not work, when she was at our home, she would have men come to our house.
You 12 years old, you need to
Let's
stay in
calm
your bed.
down.
What you
Let's
not
calm
gonna do?
down, ladies.
You hear
Let's
me?
calm down.
What you
Miss
not
Backus,
gonna
She
do?
would tell me that was either her cousin or one of my dad's friends. I did not know any difference. I did
You
not
can go jump
even
off a bridge with that
question her
statement.
about it
I swear,
because
like
I was
yesterday.
raised to have respect for adults. We did not stand in the room when adults were talking. When they were talking, we left the room. So I did not stay in the room when she was talking with them. But when my father came home, there was no mention of these men in and out of the home.
Girl, if that's because you would have said that in your country town, would have been talking about that for a long, long time.
It was later in life
Please.
when hindsight, looking back on the situation, that I even brought it up to my father. Miss Backus was so young, she did not know everything that was going on.
And so those experiences, seeing the different men.
Time after time, different circumstances.
You's
that
a lie. Why
bring
you
to
lying on
us
my mama like
of
that,
how
bruh?
much more
Like,
of a
seriously?
liar that
Listen, you
Miss
gon-
Daniels
and,
was.
and,
eat
and
your
that is
words
the
today.
basis of your doubt, all right?
That was the basis of my
all right.
doubt.
I'd like
Okay,
to-
no.
Hold on, Miss Backus. You're going to have to let me talk in this
I'm
courtroom.
sorry,
today.
Judge, but-
Okay.
All I want is for the financial ruin over this back child support, over $90,000. I want that to stop. If she is not his child, I want this finished and done with because he
And that
was
is
about
why
to lose
I
his
needed
home.
your help, Miss Judge.
When my father needed medical care, I was the one there taking him back and forth to his doctor's appointments. I was the one that was there at the hospital
But you're
with
not
him
the only
when
daughter.
he had surgery.
But you're not the only
I
daughter.
was the one that
You
set
are,
up
but
his
you're not
medication.
no
Let her
daughter.
finish, Miss Backus.
I was the one there taking care of his wounds. I was the one that is still there helping him
They
take
know
care
why I
of his
got you
bills
down there.
that he could not afford. So if she felt so strongly that this was her father, where were you?
I'm gonna tell you where I was. I'm gonna tell you where I was. I'm gonna tell you where I was. Now look back at me. I'm
No,
gonna tell you where I was. My
No,
mama
ma'am.
was protecting me, and me and you
Okay.
both know why. Yeah.
Protecting you from your own
Now,
father?
protecting me
Protecting
from your rumors, from all
Wow.
y'all rumors.
Okay.
Protecting me. That's why I got you here today. I called, not y'all. And then you sitting up here not claiming me. I really ain't got no time
I
for you.
didn't-
Because at the end of the day, I got a man that came in my life at 10 years old that brought me to my daddy. My stepdaddy brought me to him. You hear me? They sat at the same table. You hear me? So at the end of the day, my stepdaddy had to take me to my father because I was treating him like crap. He wanted to know what is the pain that this young lady is going through. So my stepdaddy loved me so much, he brought me down here so I could be with my father. And we have some type of relationship. I talk to him now. I talk to him on a daily basis, but now you want to come on and act like I am? You don't know?
All right.
You don't know? My talents and my skills in my face.
God, her mom. I'll give her this. I mean, she's an adult now, so she needs to accept and fix her traumas. But yes, I believe her mom fucked her up. Her mom really messed with her brain.
And my structure and me standing here by myself with nobody behind my side, even when her own daughter wanted to come stand by my side today, it's gonna show and prove that he is my father.
All right. Ladies, gentlemen, I think I've heard enough and I'm ready for the results.
I am too.
Jerome, would you please go and
Yes.
stand between the families. We want to make sure this is handled respectfully. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Wooten Jr. versus Backus, when it comes to 34-year-old Alondria Backus, Mr. Wooten Jr., you versus Backus, when it comes to 34-year-old Alondria Backus, Mr. Wooten Jr., you are not her father.
You know, the system is broken. This man for years had his wages garnished for child support. And the system didn't force. They didn't care, right? They didn't care. I mean, I admit this man should have forced it himself, but the system had to force child support. So, but they didn't bother forcing paternity. They didn't bother because, you know, the chance of it not being, you know, positive would be a detriment to the system. Because here's the thing. The courts, the state, they get a kickback. The money that goes through child support, it goes through the system first. It goes through the system first and then goes to the mother. So when it goes to the system, the government takes a kickback. They take their percentage. They take their percentage of the child support. Money meant for the child. But guess what? The government takes a piece of that. They take a piece of that money. So why would they care to actually prove if he is the father or not? They don't give a shit. They do not, the government, the court system do not care if he's the father. They only care that someone has to pay child support. That's it. They only care about that. They could care less if this man is the father or not. The court do not care who the father is. They only care who has to pay. That is it. And this man for years had to suffer for it. Like I said, he should have made that effort to prove paternity, but we also neglect that court is not free. We always neglect, why don't men fight? Why don't men fight for stuff? Why don't men fight for, I don't know, fight for custody, fight for, you know, paternity? Why don't men fight for it? It is not free. It is not free. And most of the time, you'll be spending thousands of dollars. You'll be wasting hours of work hours on this shit. You think your job is like, oh, you know, you gotta go to court. You gotta go to court today. You can't work. Okay. You gotta go to court again today. Okay. You gotta go to court again. No. What job is like, I'm gonna let you do what you want to do? No. You have to work for your money. No one is sympathetic to the blight of men. No one. So you wonder why don't fathers fight for custody? Because it is not free. It is not free. Shit is not like the court is not like, oh, this is like, you don't have to pay for nothing. Men have to fight and pay to see their children. Men have to fight and pay to know if that's their child or not. Women, they're paying for nothing. Women don't have to pay for it. So we neglect the fact that most men, average earning, right? The average earning of most men is about $50K. $50K. So most men are living, you know, paycheck to paycheck. Most men. And to spend a paycheck on courts, having to prove paternity or having to get custody of your child when it should be automatic, and most men have to risk the chance of losing their job because of this. How are they going to pay for it if they lose their job? So we have no sympathy for how the court isn't geared towards men. The court isn't sympathetic towards men. They're sympathetic towards women. but it's not sympathetic towards men. They don't give a shit. They just need the one who pays. That is it.
I know this was not the answer you were expecting.
No, it wasn't, but I had to do it. I had to do
Yes,
it.
you
because
did.
I was tired of the rumors. I was tired of being treated. So now I know why I got treated like I am, and I'm good. I want to apologize to the Wooten Pryor Clayton family for my mom's BS. CC, I came here with the confidence of knowing he was my father and knowing you was my sister. So now that I know the truth, I'm sorry. Mama, you got to pay that back.
I admit her mom fucked her up. I've said that already. Her mom really messed her up. And this is the thing with women where we keep on we don't allow women to have a negative image. We don't. We always want to paint women in a positive light. But women can be and have been just evil. Evil. They have been terrible mothers. They have been terrible human beings. Women are no better than men. Okay? They're not. Women aren't better than men. Women aren't more angelic, more, more kind. Women aren't. Women are just, women can be just as evil, just as terrible as men.
She'll always be the daughter to me. It doesn't matter.
Mr. Wooten, as it relates to the back child support, this is a situation you will have to take up in your home state. There is no guarantee under the law that that debt will be canceled out.
Nobody cares about men. Many men have felt the struggle of, even if it's not your child, the courts will still force you to pay. Even if it's not, even if you proved it, it's not your child. But just so happens that you may have raised the child. Just so happens that maybe your name is on the birth certificate. Because the women didn't like lied to him. The court will still force you. The court needs its kickback. The court needs its take. Like a fucking mobster. Fucking gang. They need it. Oh, who cares, right? Who cares? Who cares if you're the father or not? You still have to pay. Because we need our money as well. F you. Because if it's so much about the child, why not find its actual father? Why not? I find it funny that it's so much about the child, but, the courts don't force a man to spend time with his child. No. They just need to force the father to pay. Money's more important. And okay, he has to pay, but the child's not getting all the money, right? The state, the government needs its kickback, needs its percentage as well. So definitely it's about the child. Absolutely. It's absolutely disgusting. It really is.
Well,
If he needs my help, I'm going to help him. Because my mama, I stand for the truth. That's all I ever wanted.
Yeah, I don't think so. Your mama was a disgusting person. I mean, for her to think, I don't know, maybe, but maybe she's about the truth. Maybe she'll be a better person. It's hard because her mom, you can see a bit of her. I mean, you can see what how her mom has affected her personality and stuff. So I just wanted to show this because I knew the outcome. It's just a thing where it's sad that nobody cares about men. Not the average men. Not the men at the bottom. No one cares. No one gives a shit. And just to show you how evil women can be, how women can manipulate their children as weapons against men. It's disgusting. What do you guys think?